spent 3 months working on this cosplay and cosplay skit as a wheelchair user, and now I'm taking it to Colossalcon Prime's Cosplay Masquerade. And you're coming with me. Colossalcon is the biggest con that I've ever attended, and every year feels absolutely magical. It's a 5-day convention hosted at the Kalahari Water Park Convention Center, which makes it incredibly unique and full of surprises. We packed up and got ready for our journey to Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah. I filmed you too.
Step 1 as a wheelchair user is to find the accessible parking.
I'm just wondering if there's any way for me to guarantee getting accessible parking because I can't park in the grass.
There's accessible parking back here by admission.
And then find the accessible badge line. They directed me right to the VIP line, which was incredibly helpful.
You guys are all set?
Thank you so much.
Fun fact, as a wheelchair user and a disabled person in general, waiting in lines can be quite the safety hazard for me and for the people around me. So I always appreciate the option to either skip the line or wait somewhere else.
He has an inflatable frog. Look at him.
So we were starving and we instantly went to the Kalahari's main cafe to get some delicious food. Since the convention center is fairly far away from the hotel, my plan to bring all my food and avoid the prices and lines was quickly fumbled. At one little food stall, they had lavender matcha macarons!
Lavender matcha is my favorite flavor of all time. Is it good?
After our meal, we explored the con center a little bit, found out the video game lounge was closed, which was disappointing to me, but alas. Day 1, it wasn't very busy, but I was already struggling to navigate a bit as a wheelchair user, so I felt just a little scared. Since there weren't many panels going on, we decided to go ahead and turn in, but only after taking some stupid photos at the little self-kiosk.
Here.
Like aura with flies?
Yes. No! You ran out of time.
Well, now Emma has...
On Thursday, I spent my day as Senku Ishigami from Dr. Stone. Emma, which is my close friend, was Suika, so we got to match and a ton of people asked for pictures. Senku is literally my favorite low-maintenance cosplay, and the energy he brings is 10 billion%. We arrived at the convention center around noon, right as the con opened, and grabbed a quick coffee and snack.
We followed their advice and we're in a completely empty accessible line.
I got to live out my dream of singing One Small Step as Senku after saying I would do it for 2 years straight. Then we found out the games were open. Rest in peace, Love Live Sif. I love you so much.
Senku loves Love Live!
I love running around the Kalahari because when people recognize me, I get to shout at them, "Get excited!"
Get excited.
My friends wanted to go outside to a park and I tried to join them, but my wheels got caught in the turf and I couldn't do a wheelie over it like I normally do. It was too deep, so I was stuck on the sidelines for a bit, but it was pretty nice out.
There's a bunch of little mini ramps all over the place in teeny tiny bumps. I went ahead and I got my performer badge. My hair is so tall right now, it blocks you guys.
I think I was just a pair of ears in my ear.
When we went to check out the craft fair, I found that a lot of the aisles were far too tight to get through.
Can't even get into this one, y'all.
I didn't really get the chance to see many of the tables because of this. People didn't really notice me, and when I asked, people didn't tend to move out of the way, so I got to see a lot of butts. I did manage to find a Leonid sticker sheet and about lost my mind at it. While we were in there, the incredible Colossal Con crew was also setting up the stage for tomorrow and beyond. It always makes me so excited to get my first look at the performance space, and it was huge! As we wandered back into the con center, I got another lavender matcha macaron. The vendor hall was absolutely gigantic. There was so much space between booths, I could probably do figure eights if I really felt like it. I also found some Leonid figures, but I already have all of them. So once the vendor hall closed, I didn't have anything, and when we got back to the room, I had to style my Uta wig in the middle of the hotel room. I love to procrastinate, and I really did with this cosplay. I had to buy a couple more things for my costume that didn't come until the last minute, such as the mini clear hair ties that I used to recreate the kind of oval shape that she has in her pigtails. Honestly, I think it worked fairly well. I enjoyed a little piece of mochi in bed and hoped to sleep quickly.
It's 7:20 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm in my car because I forgot to grab my Target order.
Wake up was bright and early the next morning for the Idol Fest! On Friday of Colossal Con, I was Leefy, which is my idol persona, and the goal for the day was to perform in the Idol Fest and meet my lovely fans. Before the convention, I spent about a month basically constantly working on my Leefy cosplay. I made it by reusing an old tape and cling wrap pattern, and then making a few layers of rectangle skirts, hemming with stiff net to keep a flouncy shape, ruffling with my ruffle foot, attaching the skirts to my bodice, and lastly, adding 1,000 grommets.
There are still a couple of accessible spots, and it is like noon on Friday, so fingers crossed that tomorrow I'm able to find one. I'm the most nervous about tomorrow.
When we went to go to the con, I had to put my wheelchair wheel covers on, which I made with the same crepe back satin that I used for the green part of my Leefy cosplay. I stuffed my little leaves with some polyfill, hot glued them together, and slapped them on. I got to go to the Dr. Stone meetup that morning, which was epic. Unfortunately, I wasn't in cosplay since I had to be prepared for the Idol Fest rehearsal, which was just a few minutes after the meetup. I had a quick second to stop into the artist alley, and I didn't really see much that I liked, but I met a lovely human with a toad in a basket.
I love him so much.
Someone also stopped me while I was in Artist Alley because their friend uses a wheelchair and wanted to see how I decorate it. I'm glad to be able to show people that your mobility aid does not ruin your cosplay or your outfit. We got on over to main events with all my merch.
Nothing I can handle. What I say?
I can do a very slow turn and go a whole 3.87 miles per hour.
My steering would be so bad. Are you running into shit all the time?
Well, I crushed my hand earlier. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's better. It's just a little bruise now.
Once I had the chance to look backstage, I realized that they changed the ramp for me. The ramp was originally facing the front of the stage. After I performed last year, they changed it so that it now faced the same spot as the stairs that led on stage. So I was able to go through the backstage door just like everyone else.
Playing the day away. Look at how cute they are. How nervous are you? I'm like 5 out of 10 right now. Like, I'm okay. Okay. It's in the back of my mind, but I know that I've got this. I'll get to practice it.
You know that you got this.
I hope I do. I gotta take off my power assist pieces, so I'm gonna have to take my battery off, and I'm gonna have to take off this guy so that I am able to go up there and do spins and wheelies.
That'll probably feel nice.
Yeah.
And I went to take my glasses off.
My nose ring flew out of my nose and fell on the floor. No clue where it is. So, nose ringless. Haven't seen myself like this in a year.
Can't get the internet to work, so they can't get the stream to work.
No!
I screwed up my dances during practice, so I got even more anxious about everything. In those moments, you have to remind yourself to breathe and that everything's gonna be okay. I shook it out backstage about 1,000 times before I finally saw my cue and got on up there. The stage lights always feel so blinding, but I'm forever grateful for the place the idol community holds for me every time that I choose to perform. I get to go up and shine in a way that I've always dreamed of. If you want to watch my full performance, it's available on my YouTube channel right now. My performance went great. Right after the showcase, I got to bring all my fans over to our lovely meet and greet, which was also an opportunity for me to sell my merchandise for the first time, which was so much fun. Unfortunately, the convention decided to move the meet and greet all the way across the con. A lot of the people that would have come otherwise decided to leave because of the chaos of everything. I didn't even make back my material costs, but it's okay because I got to meet so many amazing fans.
The vendor hall is huge, but Artist Alley, not so much. I'm gonna run over people's toes. I've gotten called strawberry shortcake a couple times, which I mostly expected. A bunch of people have complimented my outfit, which makes me feel so cool. A lot of people really love the wheel covers. I'm gonna do those for more cosplays. Like, that's so fun.
At long last, we took some silly pictures in the arcade.
Send me wheel. Damn!
The music is killing me.
It's always 15.
And then we all went to sleep as fast as possible to prepare for tomorrow's crazy schedule.
It's I'm tired.
On Saturday, I was Uta from One Piece Film Fred. The goal for the day is to compete in the cosplay Masquerade. My friend had gotten sick the night before, so I wound up heading to con all by myself. I had to be ready and in cosplay by 9 and at con at 9:45 to be there in time for the Masquerade rehearsal.
Alright, it is 9:50. I'm so tired today, and I don't have my friends to cheer me up. I was able to hot glue my little headphone things on while it was on my head. I don't recommend that. It's probably very unsmart and unsafe to do that. Down here, I'm Uta mostly. I still need my bow and I need my buttons on. So I'm gonna go over to cosplay repair and I'm gonna hot glue them on. And I also don't have my contacts in because they kept falling out of my eyes when I was trying to put them on. You guys been crazy.
One of the most important components of cosplay performance is getting the chance to practice on the stage. It's hard to know how your blocking will work on a stage and getting the opportunity to feel what it will be like can help ease any crazy nerves that you might get.
Hey, the rehearsal went pretty good. I'm happy. I f***ed up some of the moves, like pretty damn bad, but it's okay. It is the morning and I don't have any brain on.
I left early from there and went straight to the cosplay repair booth because I procrastinated finishing my Uta cosplay like crazy, and my genius fix was to hot glue all the buttons and the bow directly onto me, since I really did not feel like sewing them in that moment. This is not advice though. Please don't do this to yourself unless you have literally no other choice.
It really is too bad I can't just like hot glue my wig to my skull.
Right after that, I had a photo shoot with the one and only Michael Hall. Getting the chance to work with my favorite photographer on it was lovely.
I'm so excited now. I had so much fun at my photo shoot. I'm still not 1000% comfortable in like a tight dress, but I'm getting used to it.
Yay! After that, I grabbed my friends from the hotel, and I barely had any time before I had to get yet another photo taken. It was just in case I won an award during the cosplay contest. I had a little while and found the arcade again, played the most popular Uta song, which happened to be on my favorite arcade rhythm game called Chuni Thumb. It's basically like a mobile rhythm game, but instead of flicking with an upwards motion, you flick by raising your hands. Eventually, my dearest friend kidnapped me and we went together to the gachapons. I got a blue Pac-Man frog and wound up being my best friend the entire day. Especially because I had to go straight to the green room and prepare for the show. The green room is kind of like a holding room for the competitors in the cosplay contest. They have a TV and a speaker set up so that we can watch the show, but most people are kind of just taking it in and breathing. The nerves would not leave me alone this con. After all, it's the biggest contest that I participate in all year. I felt a little sick to my stomach and honestly quite faint, though that could have been the lack of proper meals for the past few days, and I found my spot in my group of competitors. The competition was stiff. Each person had their heart and soul wound up in their cosplay and in their skit. I always find myself feeling so small in a world full of so many talented people. The energy in the green room was strong. The tenseness was almost palpable. I got to talk to a few fellow competitors, including one who was able to help talk me down from my nerves. All of a sudden, it was my turn to go backstage. Up their beautiful ramp, and I was shaking with nerves. After all, I went into this competition with a goal of winning something, anything, even just a judge's award. When you spend so much time on something, you dream of the moment that you'll find your place with the brightest of stars. My memory tends to black out when I go on stage, but I remember trying to make the shaking in my voice sound like a fast and gentle vibrato. And suddenly, it's time to play the waiting game again. In the green room, the competitors get to talk with each other during the competition, but I was too anxious, so I spent my masquerade dwelling on this fact. My neck hurt from my heavy wig, and I felt incredibly overstimulated, so I nestled myself into my noise-canceling headphones and thought, did my voice crack? Did the microphone sound okay? Was my face too much? Not enough? What did the judges think? Either their poker faces were rock solid or I did crap. I ruminated and ruminated and ruminated so much that I kind of spaced out for a couple of the acts, but the rest of the show was beautiful. I had tons of fun watching everyone. When the awards were finally announced, I reminded myself to breathe, that winning isn't everything, and that there's always next year. Judge's choice passed by, and I felt tears welling up in my head. Best Novice came and went, and by Best Journeyman, when I didn't hear my name announced, I swallowed my pride and accepted my defeat. But
we are coming to our best overall performance. Can we get a drum roll, please? We have a lot of head things going on here, but we're going to all try and say it in unison. Oh God, all say this at one time. The world's continue.
oh my god! I won the whole show. I had barely gotten out of the novice performer category and I somehow found myself accepting the Best in Show award. I've been performing for so many years now. I was always cast aside, typecast to be the side character or ensemble. Cosplay performance is a place where I can take those skills that I've spent years honing: audio editing, animation, choreography, dancing, acting, singing, sewing, wig making, and more, and finally put them to use in a way that I won't be cast aside. I can play the lead because I write the rules. Most non-disabled cosplayers can just do the thing. Even knowing if I'll be physically able to get onto the stage is a factor that most people don't consider, but it's been an end-all be-all for me before. Nobody cares that I'm disabled, though. They accommodate everything that I need, and they see my performance as performance, something that I've worked just as hard on as everybody else on that stage. As I held my stupidly oversized check, I took a breath and remembered what it takes and how I had finally made it.
I got Leaf. Look at my chopper. Tony,
Stop that. I'm not Uta anymore. The wig was making my neck hurt so bad that I had to take it off. I had to rip it off. So literally right after my performance, I went into the bathroom. Every single person in there was like, congrats on your performance. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to piss. I got to have some delicious and incredibly overpriced victory tacos for my dinner. Yesterday, we learned that the indoor water park has a pool wheelchair, so I decided to get a ticket to the nighttime swim. Little did I know that this action would have consequences. The water wheelchair they provided was absolutely horrible.
They gave me a broke-ass wheelchair.
It wouldn't go over any bumps, and even with people pushing, it wouldn't move. I felt trapped and like I was going to hyperventilate, so I decided to take the risky move and bring my own wheelchair into the water park. I just had new electric additions to my wheelchair, and I was incredibly nervous that it would get wet. My wheelchair cushion wound up soaked, but thankfully nothing to do with my e-fix. It was so cold in there. By the end of the night, I found myself overstimulated and emotionally exhausted. I got back to the hotel and didn't get to sleep until about 4 a.m., which was rough because the next morning we had to be up for hotel checkout at 11. On Sunday, I spent the day as my favorite character.
It wouldn't be Con without Saki Tenma.
I procrastinated on her too, though, and styled the wig in the actual hotel bathroom. It wasn't too hard, just a couple curls and cutting the bangs. We packed the car and said goodbye to our cute little hotel room. Con itself was a lot less busy today, but still pretty packed, especially in the flea market, which was the main attraction for Sunday. It was shoulder to shoulder. I was at the absolute perfect trajectory for crop dusting, as per usual, and I didn't get a lot of the stuff that I wanted to buy because there were people in the way of everything.
My hands are full and I can't get anywhere because there's people all over the place. I knew it was gonna be bad.
Before leaving, I got pictures with my adorable, incredible She-Hulk.
Yeah, I can be like Saki. We need to practice extra hard today. Then the camera pans to Lee.
Oh, you're vlogging? Hi. Hi. Tell my mom I said hi. As always, thank you for watching.
As
Make sure to
always.
rub that like button.
We went back inside together to the arcade to finally finish using our points and get revenge on the Five Nights at Freddy's Claw. Cat got a little mango plushie. Then on to our favorite, the Pirate Wheel Pirate. Okay, ahoy, mateys. She-Ho got to bop that SpongeBob, and I got to race a duck, and after that, we all cashed our points. Let's look at the candy.
Get the shopping basket and just get candy.
Would you like a Ritz cracker as a congratulations?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh. A loose Ritz cracker I need.
This is the best in show.
We know. Don't worry.
Watched it on like summer.
I'll see you guys at practice on Sunday.
We made one stop to go get some delicious ice cream from the place that I had been eyeing literally all of Con, and then went home. Colossal Con is magical. It's the longest anime convention that I've ever been to, and it takes place at the water park in a convention center with something new to do every single year. The venue is huge and the people are always so kind. Meeting so many other like-minded people is truly such a privilege, and finding your place in a world that hasn't always been so kind is something that I'll forever be grateful for. I mean, where else can you strike up a conversation with complete strangers and talk for minutes or even hours? I got stepped on a couple times, which was annoying, but I survived. Going to conventions as a wheelchair user and as a performer means that I get to see the other side of cons a lot. And when I say the staff at this convention are incredible, I mean it. They tried everything in their power to make sure I could be included and enjoy the con just as much as every other person, and I adored every second of it. Last year, I won Best Novice. It was my first ever solo masquerade and performance. Many people spend years trying to get their first award, but I somehow wound up winning Best in Show and was bumped up to master level performance. I thought I would be spending the next few years of my life trying to get to that skill level, but I didn't. My hard work paid off in ways that I never expected, and I can't wait to ride this high to my next performance and continue to chase my dreams and shine bright for everyone to see. I can't wait to go to my next con and get to have another adventure, which, speaking of, you are not going to want to miss. So if you want to support the channel, be sure to subscribe, show it some love, and hit the like button. Also, comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, and check out my Patreon down below. The next masquerade is going to be loving and deadly. Bye for now!